Okay, so let's take a little bit more of a detailed view at the Rive layouts. I just wanted to do something a little bit more pretty than the gotcha video I made earlier, checking it out. And I've got this card, and on this card I want to now maybe add a little bit more text than the card could potentially hold. And for that I'm going to add a layout scroll. So come in here, I'm going to put a layout down. It's going to bring it down to the bottom there. I'm going to bring it up. I'll just do a bunch of that for now. And then, yeah, let's just make it taller so we can see that it's scrolling. I'll bring in the text there now. But to get this column scrolling, what we would need to do is we would have to come down to constraints. We'll say scroll. We'll say content. You've got all these options over here, but right now that should have been sufficient to get us going. So once we hit play, we can see we can scroll the content. Okay. Now there's a couple of issues. Obviously, we're overlapping on things. We've got to clip that in, and the easiest way to bring in clipping, which is a little bit weird at the moment. You kind of need to bring in a grandparent. So there's a clip button over here. If you hit it, it will clip. Clip's fine. That's cool. The problem is the bottom. So if you wanted to say, oh well, let's just hug the content. Okay. And I'm just gonna have to do a bunch of these now at like 100 fixed. Great. So let's just delete these others, and then we just duplicate that one. Okay, so duplicate. Great. Yeah, great. So now we're hugging. Theoretically, we should still be scrolling. Let's double check. Yeah, we're scrolling. We go back to design mode. As mentioned before, it kind of sits in your last scroll position. So let's bring that back down. Yeah. So we come back here. We're going to have to, because we can't clip the bottom, it can't happen, because if we now go, okay, column, we're gonna fix height you over here, and then go back to animate and scroll, it just doesn't. It does this weird thing where it refuses to move on. So I'm not sure if that's a bug that the Rive team needs to handle. But right now, the workaround for this is simply just make a, just grab one of these boxes, drag that guy in there, okay, and then, yeah, bring this down. Oops. Okay, maybe that was silly. So let's just not do that. Let's just make a new layout. Great. Drag it over here. Okay. It's going to go to the bottom. We're going to just drag it to the top here. I'm going to drag the column in there. And now the column is in there. Okay, so what I generally do here is I turn off any padding. In this case, you can see I've got this interesting curve at the bottom here, so I'm just going to probably do something like that. I don't really want the text to overrun that. It's kind of hard to get the same curvature going, and there is no custom clip that I can see. However, now that we have the parent, we can apply clip, and it will clip this guy over here. So it will clip the child, okay? And it will manage all of the clipping. So you can theoretically turn this clipping off over here. Just gonna leave it on for now. And then I'm going to remove the background. And I'm gonna come back over here. enable us scrolling, I would need to go hug. Okay, so theoretically right now we should be able to scroll again. Yeah. And there's all our content. And everything is good to go. So back to design. Now, a couple of things that we could do to polish this up would be probably add text. Okay. I'll probably just do a text run that I dynamically populate with code. But right now what we're going to do is, this is a really cool part of this. There's a fill and strokes foreground. Now, I found that really cool because and that's maybe a good reason to put some padding on this little guy over here. Yeah, I might come back and put some padding on here, but why not? Let's do 8 and 8. Then we come back here and we'll just I guess remove this padding. Yeah, do I want to do that? Maybe not. I'll just make this guy a little bit less fat. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that off for now. And then we're going to put a foreground fill on here. So I'm just going to say yes, full. And you've got all your usual suspects. So linear gradient, we're going to drag this to the bottom. Yes. Cool. Wobbly. There we go. Ooh, come on. So you wanna, okay, something like that. And then I'm gonna do this. Say yes, give me that one. Thanks. And then I'll probably just do the same color there. And then I'll bring the opacity down. And then we can go figure out how much of this we want where. Definitely that padding will help at this point. Okay, great. On the column itself, we're gonna probably remove the background. Yep. And then once we remove the background of all of these, we will have nice text coming through. So let's dump the text into layout 1. Cool. Probably just make that the same size. Oops. Odd. What am I doing? What's the scale happening here? What nonsense is that? Ah, weird. There we go. That's some funky thing. Whatever happened. Okay. And we'll scale our text. I'll just leave it on 9 for now. It's a little bit large. It's probably zoomed in. Okay, cool. We're gonna remove the background of this. And yeah, we could do more, but I'm just gonna delete that, delete that. And we technically have one section. Let's go add some text in here. We should probably just do 2 sections. So I can show the snapping, maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Dive in here, and dive in here, and go to text run and paste a bunch of text. Okay, and we'll just work with that in a second. Grab this, grab that, paste that in there. I have a whole bunch of more text. Okay. Reduce that guy over here. No, I wouldn't do snapping. I would normally just do one large one, but this could be cool to see. Let's snapping on, and probably want to do that same fade out at the top. Okay, here we can see we're scrolling, and we got a can't really see snapping with this little bit of text. I'm gonna have to go back here and potentially just duplicate this layout. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we can see it snap to that one and then snap to that one. And you're gonna have to plan correctly for that, but yeah, basically have that. And I'll just have to accommodate probably something like this. But that would work. Nah, doesn't like it. Also, I'm editing in animate mode. That's always dangerous. Don't do that. Okay, great. So just go back here, bringing this all the way down. Don't like that. That works. Okay, great. So now we have a card and it has a bunch of cool stuff on it and we can scroll it. So we can check whatever we want in there. I am, however, going to revert back to one piece of text and then just copy that a couple of times. We can really test that out. We're going to bring that layout height. I wonder if we just save full. No, doesn't like it. Just to where it goes to, wherever it goes to, which is down there, and we really guessed it right. I'll make it a little bit longer because I want to not have that issue where it is cutting the last line off in the we still have snapping on, but it was fading that out. So I'm just gonna go back here, scroll, turn snapping off, and that should be it. We could play with some of the other options. Yeah, there we go. We got snapping. Oh, snapping remove. We were scrolling. Cool. Okay. I hope that helps.